Hello everyone, and welcome to another fun-filled episode of In the Toy Box, the show where the toys are the stars. I'm Kevin, joined by Johnny, and of course Matthew, and today we're talking about space toys. So Matthew, what do we have in front of you?
We have toys based on the Disney series, The Mandalorian.
Excellent.
Which is my favorite series.
Yeah, it's great, it really is.
We have the 12-inch figure, which is Hot Toys. We also have the Black series, which is the 6-inch figures, and then we have the 3 3/4-inch figures with the Mandalorian spaceship.
That's really nice. And who does this 3 3/4 ship and figure?
Hasbro Kenner.
Hasbro Kenner.
Yep.
Really nice. I mean, it comes with the figures too?
It did come with, yes it did. It
Okay.
did come with both of those.
Very cool
yes.
to have a figure that goes with the ship, fits in it perfectly. You got a little Grogu.
Yep.
And can you show us some features of that Hot Toys figure? Because I just think they did such a great job with the detail on that.
Okay, the Mandalorian, he does come with more accessories that aren't here at the moment.
Okay.
He comes with like different weapons and probably different hands that he can put on to grasp certain things.
Yes.
He also comes with the character Grogu.
Okay.
And yeah, so basically like most Hot Toys, they have a considerable amount and a stand as well.
Okay, stand. The cloth clothing, the armor is beautiful. And you can also buy other figures that could almost interact, if you will. They just go good alongside.
Right. There's other characters from the TV series that the Hot Toys produces.
Like you have.
In particular, they have R5-D4.
Yep. And that is a droid he uses in the show, right?
It is. Yeah.
Excellent.
And what I think I like mostly about this series is I love the original trilogy, and the series itself takes place right after Return of the Jedi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's
it's
excellent.
It's a lot of fun.
So you see some returning characters or similarities.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you do.
awesome.
So.
Yeah. And of course we have Star Trek over here to the audience's right.
That's right. We have a couple of different toys here. It's like hard to follow up the what is it?
Hot Toys? Yeah.
Hot Toys?
Yeah.
So they got Playmates here, my favorite toy company. They just don't have the same amount of detail at all, which is fine.
Well, of course, they're a lot older too.
That's
so
true.
Can't
That's
fault
true.
them. The technology wasn't there.
But they made some Godzilla toys recently that I was not happy with.
Okay.
But we'll just leave it there. On my left here, we got some stuff from the original series, a couple different Spocks. We have a shuttlecraft Galileo from the episode The Galileo 7.
Okay.
And on my right, we have Captain Picard and Commander Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yep, some 9-inch figures.
We have nothing here from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, which is my favorite
His
Star
beloved.
Trek series. Yeah,
And I
the
get
best of them all. So. But in front of them, they have the shuttlecraft Goddard, which is from the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Relics, which, as we all know, is the episode where Scotty is found in a transporter beam. So he's a man out of time.
Oh, wow.
Because The Next Generation takes place in the future. And so this is the shuttlecraft that Scotty, as we see in front, gets to ride off in the sunset with, as he is just sort of destined to journey the stars after a long career and being out of time.
Yeah.
But I don't love the features of the shuttle. They don't really get the colors right on the nacelles. That blue on the nacelle is not quite right.
Okay.
I don't remember there really being orange on the shuttlecraft in Star Trek The Next Generation. This red is great. I just feel like it should be the same shade. The other thing I don't love about it is you open it up and it has like a cargo pod on the inside. So if you just, for all those kids who want to live out their cargo bay Starfleet fantasies, like this is the toy for you, I guess. But
come on.
I'd want to be on the bridge personally.
Well, we need cargo. That's how we get our stuff into space. Okay.
Well, Playmates make some cool stuff though.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of the newest Star Trek toys that we have behind us is Mego. They produced a few years ago. They did the 14-inch figures and a whole new line of 8-inch figures.
Yes.
Based on the classic series.
Yeah, those are really nice too. Well, everybody, stay tuned. We got plenty of space toys coming at you.
This is an away mission where the crew has traveled to a strange new world. And it defines Star Trek.
What is up, everyone? On this segment of In the Toy Box, we're going to talk about these away missions. And I know most of you probably remember me as that Godzilla guy, but I'll have you know, I like to go out and embarrass myself in public with my vast knowledge of Star Trek just as much. So, yeah, just know who you're dealing with here.
Away missions are a staple of Star Trek, from the 1960s original series through the modern Paramount Plus era, so naturally, they've played a big part of the toy lines as well.
Whether equipping your figures with the latest Starfleet gear or yourself, these toys have you covered. Mr. O'Brien, beam me up. O'Brien? It doesn't work. I'll just walk.
An away mission starts and ends with transportation, especially when interference from the system's ionosphere negates usage of molecular transporters, basically anytime you need to drive.
Here we have Runabout Orinoco from Star Trek Deep Space Nine, released by Playmates in 1994. This craft appears in some important early episodes, notably the Jem'Hadar, before it's later destroyed in Season 4. The first thing you'll notice is that it's just not to scale. These craft typically hold a small crew, with a 2-person cockpit. But with this, you just press the button, open up the cockpit, and congrats, you're gigantic. Is that supposed to be Jadzia or Jadzilla? The detail on the hull is really nice, and it features sounds for firing phasers and entering the Bajoran wormhole, activated by buttons that are not labeled. Gee, I hope you remember which is which when you're approaching the wormhole. Oops, just killed the Bajoran prophets.
No, overall, while the Playmates Orinoco is definitely not to scale, it'll get your figures to and from the Gamma Quadrant without a hitch. But now, let's talk about gear. This phaser was released in 1992 by Playmates and represents the phasers used in the era of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
These are my favorite phasers because they resemble tools more than guns. You hold it like a flashlight, and there's no visible trigger.
And that's great, right? Because, as you can see, Starfleet officers are trained only to use phasers as a defensive measure and never for attack. Please hold your fire.
There's 2 fire buttons with lights and sounds, but the light on mine doesn't always work. You have to hit it a few times.
It's malfunctioning. I gotta get this to Lieutenant Worf for maintenance.
Oh my god, my legs. Lastly, we have my favorite device, the tricorder.
Now, tricorders are used for scanning anything from strange energy readings to mysterious unknown life forms.
This is a 1993 Playmates release, with light-up display and accurate sounds.
The only awkward part is, I really want to flip it open like they do on the show, but they put the batteries in the front part, so it's very awkward to do that.
But overall, it's just fun to scan things with.
These away mission toys represent something of a bygone era of Star Trek, when the emphasis was more on the technology and science, as opposed to action and violence and silly dialogue clips that make for fast-paced entertainment, sure, but much less intelligent stories. They might just be plastic, but for some of us, they represent that hopeful Gene Roddenberry future that we all want to live in.
When the original Star Wars figures debuted in 1978, it was a historic moment in the world of toys. Move over, G.I. Joe and Mego figures. These 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures were here to stay. Then a company called Gentle Giant released Star Wars jumbo figures capturing the same molds as the original 3 3/4 inch figures. However, these new figures would be 12 inches tall, and include the same accessories and packaging as the original 1978 figures. Luke Skywalker and Stormtrooper were some of the early releases. R5-D4 can be seen with its original packaging and with its 1970s counterpart. Han Solo and Chewbacca the Wookiee look fantastic holding the original Star Wars figures. Other figures released by Gentle Giant include Death Squad Commander, as seen with its smaller version, as well as the popular Boba-Fett. Over the years, Kenner and Hasbro produced many versions of Han and Luke's Stormtrooper disguise, some of them small, some of them large. Gentle Giant produced their versions based on the original 3 3/4 inch figures from the 1970s. Luke includes the collectible coin as it did many years ago. But one more worth mentioning is the Mandalorian. This figure looks great as a retro figure. Gentle Giant, a company with a new retro appearance.
Welcome back to the desk. We have some space toys with us now from movies all the way from the 30s and shows from the 80s and so on. Matthew, what do we have in front of us?
Okay, we'll begin with Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers, which
Okay.
started as comic strips in newspapers and then went on to chapter serials.
Okay.
The action figure I have here of Flash Gordon is the actor whose name was Larry Buster Crabbe, and he played Flash
Such a
Gordon
30s
and
thing.
Buck Rogers. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, Larry Buster Crab.
right.
I'm just picturing Larry from the Three Stooges.
Oh yeah, Shemp Crab.
And his this was made by Go Hero, the Flash Gordon figure. The Buck Rogers was made by a company called Executive Replicas.
Okay. I had a question about like what exactly are the stories of like, you know, can you give me a little synopsis of what exactly is going
Okay,
on?
pretty much Flash Gordon pretty much heads off to Mars.
Okay.
Mars is involved a lot, and that's where it's ruled by Ming the Merciless.
Yep.
And there's a lot of stories revolved around that.
Okay.
Those characters.
Just like something. It's just like there's a rivalry
Yeah.
in space.
Yeah, and Dr. Zakharov, I think he's the one that made the rocket to go to Mars.
Okay.
And that's like him and the woman character as well. The three of them go to Mars and have many adventures and
Okay.
stuff. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
And so moving on, what else do we have here?
Okay, and then if we move up a little bit on the timeline, in the 60s we had Lost in Space.
Oh, right.
And anyone who ever seen that series, the first season is in black and white. The season 2 and 3 are in color.
Oh, wow.
We have the B9 robot in front of us.
Right.
And pretty much that's the main attraction to me of that show is that robot. He's just,
Of course.
he's the character.
Yeah.
that
I'm
you wanna,
a huge fan of robots
Yeah.
too. So when you see these other things that we have in front of us, it's like, yeah, the robot, this is iconic.
Yeah.
He would warn the Robinson family of dangers and that sort of
Right.
thing.
You watch Lost in Space, Johnny?
I did actually. I was brought up on Lost in Space a little bit. I would say personally that Dr. Smith shares just as much a spotlight with
That's
the
true.
robot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
But
true.
I know we're talking about some more science fiction type robots and such.
Right.
So.
Well, it's a family that gets lost in space, right?
Yes.
It's like up to,
Although they're sabotaged by Dr. Smith, who is a villainous character in the first episode more than he is sort of later in the show when he's just the bumbling.
Yeah, I love the first season, not just because it's in black and white, because later seasons they're in color.
Okay.
But I love the first seasons because it's more serious.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Once it gets in color, it's like, I don't know what happened.
got silly.
Everyone got campy and just kinda, I don't know. Was it like a carrot person too?
Yep. Dr. Smith waters a plant and it becomes a carrot man.
That kind of sounds like an episode I might like.
Yeah, it's goofy.
But granted, it's not like it's like a person in a carrot.
Yes.
Like he's just a little head coming out of the carrot.
Yeah.
It's great. It's lovely.
Anyway.
It's charming.
Johnny, what are your thoughts about this robot? You seemed like you wanted to tell me something.
Yeah, can I give you guys my take on the robot, which I feel like I want to know if anyone else out there has the same thought on this as well, or either of you. I always felt like growing up that the robot has like a face here with like the two big
I never noticed
buttons
that.
are like the two eyes and the sort of cross
I noticed it now that you're
rows of
saying
buttons
it.
are like his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
But like the head is up here, right? That's his head. But I never looked at this when I was like when he was on the show. I always looked down here because it looks like a face.
Wow.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
I've never thought of that. I mean,
I
it
never
could be
thought
a
of it
face,
either.
and that could just be a brain. I don't know.
I just was curious if anyone else thinks that. If they could somehow let me know. So I
Yell at your
feel
screen.
crazy.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
let me know on the screen. Yeah, I was just curious if anyone else ever thought that.
If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely leave a comment. We need to know. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to see this again and not think of a smiling face, though. So you ruined
It
it.
just fits the vibe.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But moving on to my favorite sci-fi series, Battlestar Galactica,
Yep.
which came out a year after Star Wars. Great storyline about, these people lost their home planet. They're looking for another planet to colonize. They know that there's a place called Earth they're trying to find.
Yes.
They're being chased by the Cylons, and they're the last Battlestar called Galactica, which they're guiding a bunch of ships that are not warships and trying to get there.
Okay.
And representing the toys, we have the 12-inch Cylon by Majestic Studios.
Right.
We have the 8-inch figures by Biff Bang Pow.
Yep.
And I think the toys represent the characters of the show, I think, really well.
Yeah. And in front of me,
We have the Black Hole, which was
Okay.
a film in 1979 by Disney. And the robots we have here, we have Vincent, which was the good robot. We
Okay.
have the villain, Maximilian.
Maximilian.
And to me, I'm a robot person anyway.
Oh, I
but I
love
mean,
it.
they kind of like steal the film,
Yeah.
you know?
Sure. Absolutely.
And during the same time frame, Buck Rogers came back to television with Gil Gerard, this time playing Buck Rogers.
Yep. Well, cycling back to the figures you have here, I just loved all the different types you have here. And this one stuck out to me in particular. You said this was like an alien on the show?
Yeah, an alien
Yeah.
dancer. Her name was Tucana.
Okay, yeah.
And she had, I think, a couple of sisters. And
A dancer,
Not
huh?
only that, she's got 4 eyes and 2 mouths.
Yeah, so that's the part that
So-
struck me is you look at her and it's like an optical illusion. It's
Yeah.
like hard to look at.
Yeah.
You think you've had too many drinks or something,
Yeah.
which you might have. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, space toys, they rock.
Star Wars Forces of Destiny is a web series created by Disney and showcases classic characters such as Princess Leia with R2-D2 and Ewok. Other characters include Chewbacca the Wookiee, Luke Skywalker, and Yoda. Star Wars Rebels, including new characters Bo-Katan and Sabine Wren. Solo, an origin movie about Han Solo. The Black Hole, with the iconic robots Vincent and Maximilian. In the galaxy, there are many pilots with alien sidekicks. Han Solo and Chewbacca are the coolest. Both characters return in The Force Awakens. Han Solo is represented by Hot Toys. Chewbacca is seen here by Hasbro's original trilogy collection. The Mandalorian series includes new characters, the Mandalorian and Grogu, Bo-Katan and Koska Reeves, Axe Woves and Fleet Commander. Other characters include Cobb Vanth, Fennec Shand, and Queel. More characters include Death Watch and Boba-Fett. Grogu is missing. The Mandalorian enlists the aid of R5-D4 and other Mandalorians to find his friend. The Sand People haven't seen him. I think I found something. There you are, little guy. I found them in a cave. Thank you. Thank you all.
Board games have come a long way since the days of Monopoly. Nowadays, board games receive expansion sets, tons of pieces, and pages upon pages of rules that will have your friends saying, I think I gotta go home now.
But games today can also transport players to different worlds, planets, and galaxies to determine the fate of ancient conflict that go well beyond your kitchen table. So now let's dive in to some of my personal favorite space-themed games.
Star Wars Risk allows you to play the classic game of Risk, but with a Star Wars twist. That is to say, it's Risk, but with the Death Star. Boom! An entire planet destroyed. The Empire's goal is to defeat all of the rebels, but the rebellion just needs to take the planet with Emperor Palpatine, who's hiding. You can even play as the Hutts.
This version here is from 2006, so it could be a little pricey online, but I still definitely recommend it.
HeroScape is a miniatures strategy game taking place on the alien planet of Valhalla, a once peaceful planet, now torn apart by war. The gimmick is you build out the environment with the game's modular hex system, assemble your armies, and wage epic warfare using the greatest warriors across different worlds, historical eras, and mythologies. Characters are painted, detailed, and have unique abilities. And with expansions for both the figures and terrain, the possibilities are endless, leading to some truly epic battles. Originally released in 2004, the game was recently revived by Renegade Games, and new expansions are still in production. The fate of Valhalla is in your hands. Lastly, Star Trek Ascendancy allows you to explore space and ascend as the most prestigious faction in the galaxy. Or be a real jerk and take over everyone else's planets. Kapla! As you move, you discover new planets and draw random exploration cards to reveal your findings. Maybe you find a benevolent researcher, or maybe Q shows up and plays some tricks. The galaxy builds out as you play, and with numerous planets and exploration cards, every game you play will be different. And with expansions, you can add the Borg, new factions, and even a Dominion War angle that changes the entire game. But just know, this is a huge game that takes many, many hours. Gale Force 9 produces this one, and you can purchase the base game and expansions on their website.
While some people prefer playing simpler games like Sorry or Trouble, those games don't enable you to blow up planets with the Death Star or use an alien hive mind to overwhelm your opponent's army of zombies or engage a Borg cube in battle. So for me, I'll take these games any day. I'm crazy enough to. Are you?
In the 1970s, Kenner produced a limited 12-inch line of Star Wars figures that had cloth clothing, while others were just molded plastic. The packaging was the standard window box with flap of the character's photo. In the 1990s, Kenner produced a 12-inch Star Wars line, providing different characters that were not featured before, and giving some of the major characters different clothing to reflect the first 3 Star Wars films. What if Kenner had used the likeness of the 70s figures with different clothing and retro boxes that were used back then, using these 3 head sculpts? Imagine Luke Skywalker in the X-Wing outfit. What about a 70s ceremonial Luke? The 90s gave us these box versions. Look at the 90s versus the 70s Han Solo, and it would have been awesome to see this Empire Strikes Back version of Han. The 90s Hoth figures by Kenner could have been this version in the 70s. Let's not stop there. Luke and Han's Stormtrooper disguise was released for the 90s, but imagine the 70s with these outfits and retro packaging. The Empire Strikes Back line would look like this, featuring Han, Lando, and Boba-Fett. Imagine the 70s Leia doll as seen here in Return of the Jedi instead of the 90s version. Other Return of the Jedi figures would include Han Solo frozen in carbonite, along with Lando disguise in Jabba's palace. What if these other characters were made in the 70s as well? Oh, what fun I would have had playing with all these toys.